Hello everyone, the June fusion has been finally announced and Palladium's 15th anniversary celebrations are on the way. Yeah, so the gift was a little bit underwhelming, they did hype us a little bit too much, this will not be your average bag of goodies, prepare for it, blah blah, and it is one primal shard and one book. Yeah, I kind of was expecting like 3-4 primal shards. I guess that was a little bit too hopeful. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. Let's take a look at the fusion. It's going to be a hybrid fusion event, which means we will probably collect fragments for epics, then we will summon the epics, and then we will get them to rank 5 and ascend them, and we will fuse the fusion from the epics. That's just a guess. So far we only know that it is a hybrid fusion. Okay, so it's an elf defense high elf, force affinity. She has a lot of arbiter synergies. I think it's going to arrive in about a week, like the 6th of June or something, so we have a little while to recover. So what does she do? A1 attacks one enemy twice. Each hit has a 30% chance of provoking, which gets book up to 50%, and also has a 30% chance of counterattacking when an ally arbiter is hit, occurs once per hit. So the counterattack chance is once per hit, and it gets booked to 30%, so I suppose it's fine. But the problem is this lady does not look like she is very PvP material. So I'm trying to picture the situations in which you can use her and the arbiter together. Faction wars, I suppose, maybe some Sintranos rooms. Yeah, anyway, let's take a look at the second ability. Gets booked down to 3 turns, attacks all enemies, removes shields and 1 random buff, and then places a shield. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense, a Valkyrie-like ability. But there is a problem here. It doesn't say before attacking. So what is the meaning of attacking all enemies and then removing the shields, right? So, I will be hitting the shield, and the damage that I will be doing on the shield is going to be wasted. I'm hoping that they will fix this. It has to, the wording should be, well, the function should be removes all shield buffs and 1 random buff from all enemies before attacking, and then attacks all enemies. It's a little bit weird. It does look okay for Hydra so far. Defensive measures, 3 turn cooldown, 50% life protection, and strengthen. That's too weak. It's just that. Should have opened the shield or something. Life protection and strengthen only. Well, I suppose it's okay. Let's take a look at the passives. So for each ally under an life protection buff, she gets 20 accuracy, which means in a Hydra team she's gonna get 100 accuracy extra. And combine it with the live arena upgrades and the regular arena upgrades, you barely need to place any accuracy on her. That's good, I suppose. When killed, resets the cooldowns of Destiny's Call for any ally arbiters. I think that's the revive. Okay. And ultimate purpose is another passive that is again on a 4-turn cooldown. Increases champion resistance for each ally under resistance by 20, so she will get 100 resistance as well when she does the ally protection thingy. Okay. This champion will also receive 20% of damage of any ally arbiters. That's a little bit of a weird wording. I suppose they mean not in addition to, right? She will transfer 20% of the damage that the arbiter takes to herself. Arbiter will not be receiving that damage because the wording suggests that, you know, arbiter is going to hit for 20k and she will still be hit for 20k and this will receive 4k. What I think will happen is arbiter is about to be hit for 20k, 16k will go to arbiter, but 4k will go to this gal. I think that's the thing that makes more sense, or maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I think that's how it works. If there are multiple champions, blah blah, right? If any ally arbiter is about to get killed by a fatal hit, places an unkillable buff on her for 1 turn. Okay, this is definitely done for some arbiter loving in Hydra. Right? This is very much a Hydra champion, 100 accuracy, 100 resistance. She does shield, removes buffs. So one sad thing is she's defense based and arbiter gives increased attack. So arbiter's buff means nothing to her. That's not very nice. I mean, with so much arbiter synergy, I feel like arbiter's buff should have helped her. So the arbiter synergy, I think, can be used for, you know, maybe mid-game accounts. Arbiter can be used in Hydra. She's not very good, but she can be used. I mean, if you have a squishy team, you keep reviving. And if you have a squishy team also, the Incarnate will come in handy with the shield that she places. But, you know, this is really ugly and they definitely should be fixed. She should be removing the shield and then hitting. So guys, in Hydra, it's not really going to matter, right? Hydra doesn't really have a shield. I mean, they get a shield from the Head of Decay's ability, which already, you know, is protected, so can't be removed. I mean, the only shield that's gonna be removed is that the shields that they steal from you, right? But I find it ugly that, you know, the champion attacks everyone, then removes shields, right? That defeats the purpose, right? I am inflicting my damage on the shield, right? That should be fixed. Not because of the Hydra performance, because it's a little bit awful. Well, you know, I suppose the passives make her alright. You know, 100 accuracy in Hydra battles, 100 resistance. Again, she can also probably make use of the Guardian set, which transfers another 10% of the damage the entire group takes onto her. And she will also be regenerating 10%. Yeah. So yeah, she could make use of reflex set, I think. Reflex set, very high defense. The provoke is 30%, 2 hits, so the combined chance is almost 50%. Oh no, sorry, it gets booked up to 50%, right? 50%, 2 hits, that's gonna be 75%. So it's not fully reliable, sadly. I mean, even if you grab that mastery that increases chances of landing the CC effects, it's gonna go up to like 80% or so, still not enough. Yeah. The counterattack chance is also 30%, that's not very reliable either. So yeah, she wouldn't be able to counter the provoked on her own. But because, you know, Hydra teams are consist of 6 champions, guys, the crisis response and the ultimate purpose, her passives will both, you know, trigger 5 times, 100 resistance, 100 accuracy. So she can be a nice mischief tank as well. I mean, guys, imagine you have your the regular arena maxed out. You have some upgrades from live arena, and you can put a little bit accuracy and resistance, and she will be able to debuff in brutal difficulty, and also she will be able to tank the Head of Mischief on brutal difficulty. Yeah. And guys, I never say skip fusions anyway, right? So you should be going, and I am going for this fusion. I just fail to see how the Arbiter synergy will work. As I said, you could utilize it in a few synchronous rooms in which high elves are allowed, and of course, because the roles and the affinities are not matching, it's also not very easy to pair the both, right? Arbiter is void support, and the Incarnate is force defense, so it has to say high elf and nothing else, right? Because if it's any role or any affinity, couldn't find the word, any affinity requirement will kick us out. And so guys, I also think because we are getting 5-star souls for the fusions now, well, not literally getting, but we are given options to obtain them. I think with a 5-star soul she can be pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, PvP, I would say no use, sadly. She's a little bit too defensive for it. But guys, for this kind of stuff, I'm generally of the opinion of, grab her, then evaluate, right? Because just by taking a look at her skill set, you won't be able to fully evaluate the champion, right? I mean, there is something that you can miss. First-hand experience is, better. Thing is, if we were given the option to do them whenever we like, then yeah, I could maybe suggest skipping a few fusions. But the thing is, it is grab it or miss it. It starts, and it's generally on a tight schedule, and you are not given the option to miss out on anything. So guys, maybe 4 days later after the fusion starts, you're like, oh, I like this guy, and the ship has sailed, you won't be able to get her anymore. So that's why I think we should be going for all fusions. So some fusions are pretty bad, right? That Ugir the Worm-Eater guy, Great Floriaka. But most of them have found some sort of use on most people's account, with the exception of those two. I have seen even Ugir get used in PvP a little bit, but never lose hope. So Plarium has started in rebalancing some old champions. Maybe the fusion is going to be weak, but then it could get buffed. Yeah, so for that purpose, I think we should all be going for all fusions, and she's not, she's not very bad at all. Right? She's definitely okay, and I would say for mid-game accounts, she can be used in Hydra. Yeah, probably alongside with Arbiter. That's my take on the fusion, and I will see you on the stream. Bye bye.